Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today we are watching, well, I'm sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce that nickname. Maybe Fuggaak? Anyway, he is in the North Carolina and it's a ranked battle on neighbors. There are obviously only the 8 ships around and we have 3 battleships, 3 cruisers and 1 destroyer per team. So not a lot of destroyers around. Oh, we can already see the enemy Amaki is spotted. This happens quite a lot in ranked battle. And well, personally I'm not the biggest fan of ranked battles myself. I do enjoy the more casual nature of random battles. But there is quite a large amount of players, I think, who is into ranked battles. And this was just a very nice battle. Now we can see here in the beginning the friendly team is moving towards Beta. And it looks like the enemy team has the same idea. The friendly destroyer is almost at the cap circle. Now it looks like the enemy destroyer has laid a smoke screen, maybe to prevent the friendly team from shooting the enemy ships, but if he's used his smoke screen to shield his bigger ships, then he doesn't have one inside the cap circle now. And well, the enemy Benson is spotted, the friendly team has opened up fire. Taking out the enemy destroyer is a high priority, and since it's the only destroyer, it would be a great deal if they'd managed that. Unfortunately, the friendly destroyer is also forced to retreat. Now, the friendly destroyer has created a smoke screen between those islands, so the bigger ships can shoot from cover. Unfortunately, there is a plane who is kind of destroying that plan. Now it looks like none of the teams is interested in Alpha so far, but the friendly team is already talking about sending a ship there. And so far neither team has managed to get a foothold here at Beta. We see the friendly North Carolina. He is using this island as cover against quite a bit of the enemy fleet and is just looking for targets of opportunity, like that Amaki who is showing way too much broadside. And look at that, there is a Bismarck coming in. Now the Bismarck is obviously a great ship brawling, but yeah, you don't want to show your broadside. Our Bismarck is heavily armored and very hard to citadel, but as you've just seen, you don't need citadel hits, right? You can get massive amounts of damage against a Bismarck showing broadside even without citadels. And he's in a pretty bad spot because this island is preventing him from just turning around. So the way he pushed in there, he was forced to show his broadside for a long time. And now he's finally in a position where he could actually retreat, but it cost him a lot of health. Meanwhile, the North Carolina here is still using this island as cover against quite a few enemy ships. He is in the cap circle now. He can prevent the enemies from capping. The friendly destroyer has switched over to Alpha and is taking that point because no enemy is contesting it. Now the friendly team is a little bit spread out here, I guess, but so far they are, I think, doing a decent job. Now this enemy Bismarck managed to retreat safely, but he is on very low health, and this push here didn't really have any effect. Now the friendly team is communicating. The destroyer says he is incoming in order to lay down a smoke screen. North Carolina here is waiting for the destroyer to arrive. And he will just also sit here and wait for targets of opportunity. Unfortunately, that destroyer was only spotted for a short amount of time. There are probably torpedoes coming this way. How the Yamagi, well, was sailing broadside on, which is never a good idea. The Bismarck is down to very low health and will probably get taken out soon. And here are the torpedoes. Yeah, don't think he can dodge them. Or maybe. Ooh, that was close and almost. And yes, the salvo should finish off the Bismarck. It looks like the Benson might try to push around here, but he's on way too low health for a maneuver like that. So he will go down before he had a clear shot with his torpedoes. And yeah, that's the only enemy destroyer dealt with. Now the Amagi still hasn't learned his lesson. He is showing broadside once more. And yep, I think this salvo might finish off the Amagi. Now the enemy North Carolina is angling quite well. So there isn't much he can do against that. Against the enemy North Carolina it would probably be a good idea to shoot high explosive and just try to set her on fire. But there are still quite a few cruisers around. And you know, despite sitting behind this island, the North Carolina is doing a great job in tanking some shells from the enemy. He's just limiting the amount of enemies that can shoot him. And there is a low health Mogami who might get finished off with this salvo. That's sad that he... and he just saw the other enemy cruiser, the New Orleans, going forward. So he is now holding his shells and not fighting the Mogami. And yet here is the New Orleans, so he spotted that and in a wise decision he held his shells back. The New Orleans was probably hoping he would shoot the other cruiser and didn't have a reload ready. Now the Mogami is still alive somewhere here, but he should die with the next salvo. And the friendly North Carolina is still actually doing a great job in tanking. And he's ignoring the enemy North Carolina, who is just sitting there very well angled. And going for way better targets. Now here is the Mogami again, all he needs is one hit. And it was even a citadel. Nicely done, and he probably got her before ship was able to launch torpedoes. Otherwise it... well, I mean, he can just here move forward and be perfectly safe if there were torpedoes launched, and he's doing exactly that. The enemy North Carolina is also almost down by now. And there goes the North Carolina, so only the Mikhail Kuzunov is remaining. Oh, this was a rather fast battle. And well, the Kuzunov is also showing broadside, but I guess at this point in the game it doesn't really matter. And he is trying to maneuver. And there is the kill. Now let's take a look at the results, and unfortunately I still have no idea how to pronounce the nickname, but he played certainly very well, managed to get 2061 base experience and 6 kills. 6 out of 7, that's a pretty damn good score. And well, he was at the front line, he tanked quite a bit of damage and still used an island to shield himself from, well, quite a few enemy ships. He had very good target selection and was able to punish quite a few enemies showing broadside. He managed to get close quarters expert, fireproof, double strike, dreadnought, kraken and high caliber. Scored 133,000 points of damage in a ranked battle where there are only 7 players. And yeah, he managed to sink 6 of them. Very nicely done by him. I hope you enjoyed this replay. I certainly did. And I'll see you guys next time.